Day 93 under the dome. With necessities growing dangerously low, who knows what spark will set off this powder keg?
I can't take another minute in the stone! First of its kind, the first dome anywhere.
I would really like Rich to start the episode off with a Latin prayer, if possible. I think that would be great.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritui Sancti. Amen.
Oh, come on. Give us
That's a prayer.
No, but give us like something with some meat on it.
I don't think he knows something.
I don't want to be like blasphemic.
Blasphemic.
Come on, man. I had a problem with blasphemia. It was about me. I'd go to the bathroom after every church session and just say "goddamn" into the toilet. That's a good joke.
No, that on multiple levels too.
Well, we're coming in hot today, folks. Probably the best joke you'll hear the entire episode off the bat. And this is Dome with Bamfomania, the world's number one freestyle rap comedy podcast. We have our estranged roommate back in action. We've been seeing more of him lately. He comes back like every 2 weeks. I think he's in the military. What have you been doing?
I'm on a military base.
You're on a military base, but
but I'm currently doing a project under Google and McCarthy.
No
which
way.
Working on an air hangar.
He's a union guy, you know. He's he's on his way to becoming a journeyman.
Well, yeah, industrial
You know what
painter.
I mean? What is it? Which one could argue kind of gay, right? Journeyman. No.
Fuck.
Sorry, guys.
I fucked up the screen.
Well,
It seems like it's coming back. Somebody told me that they didn't like knowing what you look like, Richard.
They didn't like?
Yeah, they were like, I hate knowing what Richard looks like.
It makes sense.
And I was like,
I'm white. I hate it. I hate myself too, yeah.
okay. I don't think you hate yourself, dude. I think that, I think they just liked the mystery of not knowing what you look like. And now that they know, they're like, mystery's all gone.
there is I kind of like the idea of there at least being a little bit of mystery. But yeah, no, this is. Should we start over? Like I feel like we've hit a little bit of a brick wall here.
Oh, there it is. It's back.
Hey, we're good. We're good.
We're interrupted.
We should figure out a way to like make that never happen again. Somehow,
I know it's just there's no way of confirming that. Also, you kind of rushed me in before I had verified that Richard looked good in the camera, and then all of a sudden I was like, okay, we're not ready. Which I get that you like the spontaneity of just jumping in, but
I saw no indicators that we weren't ready to roll. We were all sitting down. The camera was there. I heard no indication that the camera wasn't ready, and it looked good to me. So I was like, let's roll. Yo, fucking it up. We got the episode start passive aggressively, and we gonna do it so gracefully. We're over here, and we don't know LBC.
Yeah, I ain't passive. What you know, it's massive. Yeah, it's never flaccid, and actually, that's becoming an issue for me.
Did you just censor dick in your own rhymes? Is it because you're trying to get the video to work online past the censorship stuff? I don't know, man. I think you need your bitch fucked. You need your dick sucked. I don't know why. I just know that you are not a hell of a guy. Why would I try? And why would I look fly on the podcast? I'm wearing Ninja Turtle shit on my ass.
I'm kind of insecure about the fact that I talk about my nuts and sack a lot. And I don't want to reference my cock, but there I go again. It's not great for friends.
No, it's not. You can't. It's funny because every now and then I want to use like my dick and balls for allegory and general conversation. But you can't do that. Did your watch just talk to you?
My watch was like, that's not nice.
That watch looks way too fancy to talk.
Your watch just scolded you?
I think I accidentally enabled the SIRI.
Call that a scold watch. That's the second best joke you'll hear this episode.
I didn't get
cold.
It's like gold.
Nice. Oh.
Sounds like gold, folks.
I had a moment like that at the open mic this week.
Okay.
My first 3 jokes landed, and then the fourth one, complete ghost town.
And what was the fourth one?
Well, I was doing a bunch of bits on Palestine, and so I was like, oh, the Palestinians are really losing at the Arab-Israeli conflict. You can tell by the fact that the word Palestine isn't even in the name of the conflict. And crickets.
Which, that's a pretty
Kind of
good
went over
joke.
my head though.
Yeah, no, that's a thinker. You know what I mean? And that audience, I don't think they're thinkers.
No,
over
and
there, you know?
unfortunately, they thought about the wrong thing because at the end of the whole thing, I was like, sorry about the anti-Semitism. And I said that as an insecurity, just like trying to be funny. And then this dude in the crowd was like, do you know what the word Semitic means? You know what the word, do you look it up? And then he starts looking it up. And I'm like, dude, we're just trying to be funny. And it sucked. I hated this dude so bad.
Yeah, that's weird that he would.
He should have been your favorite. Sorry.
He would immediately come at you with his agenda like that.
And also,
you were just there telling some jokes.
And he had already done like 5 minutes about how he's paranoid and smokes weed and watches the news. So this
Was
is
it
like,
a good 5?
No, it was pretty bad. This was like the Black Alex Jones.
I feel like that guy could have made you shine if you just let him bash you. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah.
Well, no, I tried to go with it, but it just was uncomfortable. And then he kept on like,
But
at one point
It wasn't really a heckle though, right? He was just kind of trying to educate you real quick.
I was trying to get off stage. Like I was wrapping up, and he wouldn't let me wrap up concisely. And then also,
Why didn't you tell him that? That would have been
I
hilarious.
did. I like tried to be like, yo, we're just trying to get through this. You don't need to clarify to me what it means. All this shit. And he was also playing NBA 2K on his phone during somebody else's set.
Charge.
That sucks.
This dude was a fucking bitch, dude.
Yeah, man. I don't know. When you have conspiracy brain, you really kind of you lose touch. You don't know how to speak to people anymore.
Okay, but there's a certain degree of conspiracy that you do need to be like, oh shit,
Well,
jet
about-
fuel doesn't just melt.
Yeah, there
steel
was
beams.
a part of me today. It was like, okay, I see what all these guys who are getting in trouble for anti-Semitism are saying here. What they should be saying, you know, they reword it a little bit. Don't include anything that hints at Jewishness, and you just talk about like the elite businessmen or whatever.
Yeah.
And then maybe you do it in a Yiddish accent.
I did a Yiddish accent.
You did?
I said another bit that I did. I was doing Yiddish, and then the crowd started acting skittish. They were like, I hope this dude is about to finish. Yup, I'm at the finish line, feeling
This
fine.
dude broke out the Yiddish accent. At the
Whoa.
open mic he went to last night and it went poorly. You think that he, as a Palestinian man, he could use that accent surely?
Yeah, it was feeling real bad. It was making me feel sad. Yeah, I had to call my dad and be like, yo, please help me, bro.
Habibi, my son, what's going on? I told you to give up on being a comic. You still live with that Mick? That makes me sick. I wish you would eat a dick.
Me and a couple of mix, flipping the bricks. I'm feeling real sick, yeah. I'm about to go hit a lick.
When David says he's about to hit a lick, he's talking about ice cream.
That's what I was thinking too. Sorry, man.
Sometimes eating less isn't the answer. Sometimes eating more is the answer.
It is, dude.
I haven't had an ice cream cone that you lick in a long ass time. It seems not the most. I would say I wouldn't lick my ice cream cones. I would use my tongue as like a spoon and sort of stab into the top of the and like kind of.
I don't have time
scoop.
to lick my ice cream anymore.
Yeah, so you be
yeah.
doing the tongue spoon.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, tongue spoon it
Me and
is.
children
What do you
anymore.
make or break question here, Dave?
I feel like I'm biting into ice cream basically.
Oh,
if it's a cone, I'm like,
Well, it's the one way to avoid sticky fingers.
He tries to
you
eat
know
the
what I
whole
mean?
thing in one bite as a personal
That's why you
challenge.
don't let children touch you because they're always licking their ice cream cones and it's dripping on their hands and shit.
I agree. You can always assume that children will have sticky fingers at any time of the day.
I just don't like when people touch me. Like I don't want other people to touch me.
You know,
Usually,
odd as it sounds, people actually seek that out. You know what I mean?
touch
Yeah, someone's touch.
That's
from,
true.
from loved ones, not from a stranger.
I don't know.
I
I
didn't say
think
stranger. I
Some
just said
people want to be touched by strangers.
Let me
I
say
think.
this: I have a coworker who has a weird perception of personal space, and it's weird because she'll get like oddly close. She'll touch my like shoulder and like hand, and I'm always like, but she's like engaged to a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she just has a weird perception of personal space.
Have
And-
you tried that? Like,
like-
as
like-
a tool to like make people hear you out.
That's just it's 2022. You
It's
can't
not
touch
cool,
people.
yeah.
You know?
You can- No, and
you
like-
can
you
get
can do
away
it
with
in
it because
certain
she's a
settings.
woman.
You're right, and she's like very sweet and kind, and we all love her. But I'm like, yo, this is in a professional setting. This is strange.
In 3 years, she probably won't be able to get away with that. But like currently, she's there's a protection there. Odds are she's not the one doing the harassment.
No, and she's also one of 2 women in the workplace that I'm at. So all the men are like, we're cool with this. we don't mind feeling love, even though it's just out of the result of her just not perceiving it as strange. Like you've met these people who are oddly close to your face.
What's funny is we're all hearing this from David secondhand, and for all we know, like she just maybe looked at him a little too long. And he's like, this lady is touching everyone at work.
No, bro.
Touch me with my.
There's multiple instances where like she'll like either touch my shoulder or like touch my hand and hold it for like 5 seconds.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like holding my hand there while she holds it, and I'm like, what do I do now?
A handhold. I would be like, are we fucking right
Yeah.
now? Like, what the hell?
She did this like this week, bro, and I was like, I mean, I'm fine with it. Like I like her as a person, and I don't mind if she touches me, but at the same time, if I was 18, I'd be like, oh my God, it's going down.
You'd be torqued up for sure.
Yeah, dude.
No, yeah, that's not cool.
I think it's just because it's a professional setting. Because it's so much more acceptable at like bars and one of the biggest places for me, like festivals and stuff. Like sometimes you can't even hear people.
Okay,
so
but-
you get up on them and be friendly, kind of thing.
Get up on them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I could see that.
like
That's a
you
different
like
context.
you pat them on the
though.
shoulder and then you pat them on the chest at the same time. Like, yo,
Right,
I'm
but
trying
think
to-
about
You're
like
comparing a fucking rave
That's
to
what I'm saying,
like,
it's
a
setting.
storefront at Verizon.
yeah, like-
That's why I clarify professional. Yeah.
they're like our fluorescent lights everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see the acne on people's faces.
There's literally
vivid.
someone sucking someone off in the corner.
yeah.
That's at the. I think he's talking about the rave.
Yes.
Oh,
I
not
was.
Dave's
I
work,
thought
guess
you
not.
were also talking
No,
about.
I
the
was
rave.
I was talking about the. I was like, they're sucking people off at the store, dude. Something funny happened. This plumber came to the store to fix the toilet while I was in the back, just like working on emails or whatever, and the dude while his coworker was fixing the toilet, he was like, "Oh, I need to pay my bill," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I can help you." So I helped this guy. Turns out he was really fly, and I sold him a couple things. Turns out he's into plumbing.
Yo, I'm into plumbing, here to fill your pipes. What you know, it is the job I like.
Yup.
I went to a school, it was a trade school. I trained every day, yeah, now I am cool. I work on the pipes and I work on the plumbing. I went to Verizon to show them some loving. I checked out their plumbing and it was real whack, and so I broke my back fixing it's a fact.
The issue was that the toilet wouldn't fill, and he said that he was gonna go to Jonah Hills. Right after seeing us, I was like, yo, seeing Jonah is a must.
Yo, that dude was great in Superbad. That was the best movie that I ever have seen. It's my favorite comedy, you know, with Michael Cera, bro.
I don't wanna bring up Moneyball, cause I know that that'll make me fall out of the good vibes that I built up
Yeah.
for myself.
That movie was a big disappointment.
This dude literally came to fix the toilet, and I was like, oh, what's up, man? And he's like, oh yeah, I have a business account. So I like started selling this dude shit in the back, and he was like, yeah, I'm about to go to Jonah Hill's house to fix his toilet. And I was like, whoa. And then the rest of our interaction, I kept on making Jonah Hill jokes. I was like, well, I don't want to keep the Wolf of Wall Street waiting. And they laughed at that, even though he wasn't the wolf, but he was in the Wolf of
He
Wall
was
Street.
one of the wolves.
Yeah. And then I
He was in the pack.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
You met Jonah Hill? I'm so lost. Fuck.
The plumber.
I met
Is going to the Hills place after.
Yeah.
the Hill.
Yeah. Jonah Hill who probably lives in the hills.
Yeah.
Odds
It's
are.
a Hills place.
He was the size of a hill at one point.
Yes. Oh, well, he fluctuates. That dude. I saw him walking down Beverly Hills one day, and he had the full like Slim Shady bleached hair thing going on. I feel like that's kind of made a comeback where like grown ass men are bleaching their hair.
He wasn't doing that for a role?
I think no. This was when he was directing 1990 or whatever.
Yo, that movie sucked.
Yeah, that movie was.
Did
so
you watch
whack.
that?
Yeah, we watched it together.
Oh my
I think.
god! I remember the whole time I was like, "What the hell is this bullshit?"
Yeah, dude. It's like Jonah Hill's idea of what he wishes his childhood was like.
It was like a movie about nostalgia of the 90s.
It was such a dumb movie.
Damn,
People
dude.
liked that movie though. I was like, what the fuck? It was kind of like, it reminded me of what Perks of Being a Wallflower, where like I remember liking that movie. Now that I'm just looking back on what that movie was about and how it plays out, I'm like, yeah, no, that movie sucked. I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
What?
No,
I like
dude.
that movie.
Right, you liked it when you were what, 20?
Yeah, dude.
It was emotional. It was an emotional grabber. Like it was very engaging.
No, yeah.
It's because Richard was also molested. We don't. I know we joke about it, but it's actually a very tragic fact.
We're able to joke about it because he suppresses it and hasn't
Yes.
accepted it as a reality.
Yes, Jesus, and it's so true that it has caused.
It had nothing to do with it. No,
Bro, how long have you had that shirt, dude? You brought out a classic.
Yeah, dude. This is probably like 6 years old. I think at this point.
Bro,
This
you should just
Schoolboy
go
Q
through your
shirt.
wardrobe real quick,
Dude,
like,
Alex, did you wear that? Did you get that shirt at the Schoolboy Q concert?
No, actually, I got this at the Goodwill a couple months after the concert. So I assume someone else got this shirt at that concert
Alex
and then
was-
dropped it off at the Goodwill, and then I fucking scooped this thing, and it was rad.
Alex was-
That old Goodwill though that we used to go to in fucking Grand Rapids, bro.
Yo.
The new Goodwills that we have here, they don't fucking
hit the same,
compare.
No, not
No.
even close.
When we were at like you used to be able to go to a Goodwill and get an entire Halloween costume there. Like you'd have options. You would be like, oh, I could be different things instead
Create
of
your
just
own like costumes.
yeah.
Kind of thing.
But anyway, that was enough jerking off Goodwill.
I remember you fucking were in the front just raging and
That was all right. Yeah, no. What was cool is that fucking who was the opening act?
Isaiah Rashad.
Rashad was there too, and he was fucking kicking ass.
yeah,
But
dude.
I
I was
don't know.
I was in the back with strep
Oh,
throat.
you were sick.
I had strep throat and somebody handed me the blunt and I was like, whatever. And I hit the blunt with strep and then passed it and just
Oh yeah, you.
I started
Patient
coronavirus
zero.
basically.
Hell yeah.
I used to get strep a lot, dude.
Yeah, well, you probably still do.
No, I haven't. I had that tonsillitis once before the R.A. the Rugged Man show.
Well, no, I think it's because you don't like do coke as much anymore.
Yeah, that's probably it.
And
that's probably it.
I feel like if you were putting more shit up your nose on a regular basis, you'd get strep throat again.
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
But nobody else got strep.
right, but you had a shitty throat. I thought that was like the consensus.
I
And
think-
they were like talking about taking your tonsils out at one
Yeah,
point.
dude. And I was like, no, not taking these out,
Which why not, bro?
bro, because that shit is like your tonsils help you protect you from infection.
How? It sounds like they weren't helping you.
Well, I kept on fucking with them. I was like, hey, tonsils, check this out. I'm about to put some crazy shit in my mouth, and my nose, and my ears, and my butt, and also my urethra. Yeah, I'm in Ibiza.
Yo, these tonsils, what's with them? I
What?
think they causing problems with my system. Oh, you saying that they protect from infection? Well, I've never heard of that. Miss me, man. Next, friend.
With my next friend, he had an infection, and also I had the detection device, and I looked in his hair, and he had lice.
Just snip them on out, snip those tonsils right now. I wish I didn't have tonsils, oh wow. And I get to eat ice cream in my hospital gown, and that's just how it is, oh wow.
Yeah, I had tonsillitis. It developed into gingivitis. Yeah, look at my irises. Both of them, they're super lit.
My tonsils, I need to be responsible and take care of them. Yo, pass the bowl. Oh wait, don't, because it's gonna burn my hole. And by the hole, I mean my throat, yo.
Hey, bro, and when we had fucking bugs, when we had bed bugs at the apartment, some old Jewish man came and sprayed dust all over our place.
Was he Jewish or was he just bearded and weird?
I guess I in the store in my head I remember him as Jewish, but you're right.
He seemed super Hasidic.
Yeah.
But he didn't have like the curls, and he didn't have an accent or anything.
He wasn't like, your bugs will be gone.
Yeah, I swear. We'll get these bugs out toot sweet.
And the dust was all over our apartment. It got rid of the bugs, but then I started to develop just like a pulmonary issue. In addition to the fact that I was smoking cigarettes and other shit irresponsibly, but I swear for like 3 months I developed asthma, and it was because of this dust was all over the apartment. And I remember when we notified the landlord was like, "That's your problem." I was like,
Get a blower, blow it out.
No, you notified the landlord. If I recall correctly, you notified the landlord about the bugs, and she was like, "That's your problem." And that's why we went down this avenue of, because instead of getting the house fumigated, we went with this alternative pest control guy who had the big ass bushy beard. And what he did, instead of a fumigation thing with chemicals, he had this strange dust that he would sprinkle around the edges of the entire apartment, like every corner of it, and what it was supposedly how it worked is the bed bugs and termites or whatever, they mainly, when they cross floors, they stick to the sides of the walls and whatnot, and so they run through the dust, and the dust apparently sucks all their moisture out, and they die from just dehydrating live. Can you imagine just if someone sucked all of the water out of your body right now?
I wish someone would.
That would be what a crazy way to die that would be.
That would be. I think they used to, back in the Roman days, they used to skin the Christians and then put them in salt.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Damn.
Not personally. I've heard of it, I should say. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's a terrible way to die.
I would deny Christ immediately. I'd be like,
Wait, you're going to do what now?
I'd be like, hail Zeus.
As soon as they talked about skinning me, I'd be like, wait, there's a possibility I could be skinned? There is no God.
Yeah. Yeah, I would immediately, I would be converted just by the fact of the horror of what was happening. I was like,
you guys don't see the beautiful picture that it paints.
how is it beautiful, Richard? Martyrdom?
No, yeah, these pagans are skinning these Christians so they can show that their savior is more
Right.
powerful than their
My
pain.
Savior loves, my Savior lives.
So it's a beautiful martyrdom.
It's like how
You just watched that movie Martyrs, didn't you, Dave?
is it? You mean the one? Is it with
No, it's
No.
it's a Spanish language film. I swear you were talking about watching it at one point, and then I thought maybe you'd seen it.
No.
But that's a big part of that movie is a person getting skinned alive in order to get as close to death as possible without actually dying, so that they can like see heaven or something.
What about that? I think it's a Scorsese film with Andrew.
Oh, you're thinking of Nicolas Cage?
No,
what?
it's
Nicolas Cage is in a Scorsese movie.
No, it's a Scorsese
that's-
movie with Liam Neeson and is it Scorsese or is it? I think it's Scorsese. So it's about like a priest in Japan.
Silence.
Is it Silence?
Yeah.
No, it's called something else. It's called,
called
Apostate.
No, it's called Silence.
Is it called Silence?
Yeah, and it's Andrew Garfield and
yeah,
and how that really. I watched that movie. I don't remember anything that fucking happened in that movie except for the one major scene that everyone talks about where they're all being crucified in the ocean, which was kind of cool. That was
Jeez.
a
Well,
sick
how does that
scene.
work?
No, when-
So basically, how it is at low tide. They hang these priests up on the cross to make an example of them, and the tide keeps rising, and
and it
eventually,
keeps on just slapping him in the face. And
yeah,
it's just
salt
torture.
wounds. Like,
It was a
sucks.
crazy scene. Yeah, and that was a Scorsese joint. I can't believe Scorsese, yo, it wasn't on point. Yo, that dude's making religious films now. What's up with that, bro? Oh my God, wow.
Yeah, if I was told I'd be crucified, if I denied that Christ had died, I'd be like, yo, I don't give a fuck. Yo, let me go back to suck.
It's an interesting predicament. I gotta sacrifice myself to prove a point. But whatever, man, I'll do it, man, and smoke the doinks, because I'll be out in heaven, man, enjoying life.
Yeah, being a martyr is useless. I'd rather hail Confucius, just to confuse this group of peeps that want to crucify me.
Not a martyr, I'd rather be a farter. Deny Christ, more like all my life. That's what I do. I got the flatulations, not flagellations. No, I don't do that. I don't need persuasion.
Wow.
That's
Yo,
it.
I'm gonna grab another beer.
All right, yeah, get that beer. Give me a beer too, please.
Give me a beer,
Yeah,
Rich.
yeah,
I was gonna say,
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I have to pee as well.
All right,
So
take
this
a
might
break,
be a
take a
good
break,
time to
yeah.
hit him with the piss.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
off mic, we discussed how Richard listened to every Harry Potter book in like a week and a half, and it's because he's listening
Yeah,
to them
a
at he's listening to them at like 2x speed, which we've discussed this on a different podcast.
That still doesn't take away from the fact that he has consumed.
It's the
What
content,
is it?
and
There's
I'm
6 books, right?
7.
7 Harry Potter books in a week. That to me seems dangerous.
And it's because at your work you're able to. Well, it might be dangerous in the aspect that you're not paying attention.
No,
to
dude,
your
he's
work.
opening up his soul to witchcraft.
If I'm at work for 11 hours, I get at least 9-hour consumption. And
I like that you call it a 9-hour consumption. Like you're dying from a
I'm
plague
consuming
in the
the content.
1800s.
Like it's, like it's a binge.
I'm turning into light. No.
There doesn't come a point where you're like, I want to listen to something else.
Most of the time I do when I get that urge. It's usually on a Friday when I'm ready for a weekend, but it didn't happen like that because I knew I had to go back to work in 30-something hours.
And you said the books are better than the movies.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because it's more of a complete story. Like the characters show their true characters, like their characteristics through the book because it's more explained. You get more in Harry's head.
And you also mentioned that if you had the opportunity, you might change your name to Sirius.
No, I said that's a cool name, but
Richard was like,
it made me think there's way cooler names than Richard out there.
Richard was like, would you guys change the name? And I was like, of the podcast? And he was like, no, like your name.
And then we asked him why, and he was like, "Well, I've been listening to Harry Potter lately."
It's just the weirdest.
The book, a book with like that's notorious for having strange names.
Right.
Like usually the people's names in that book are like Harold Cobblesbottom.
Hagrid!
Or, yeah.
I feel like everybody who says the name Hagrid is yelling it.
Even
Oh,
Lestrange is a cool name.
Lestrange.
yo,
Bellatrix.
that sounds like a one night stand.
Yeah,
I got
I'm
some
going to go get some Lestrange down at that French bar.
I'm gonna pipe her down.
La Pipe. That would have been a funny Harry Potter character. This is Suck a
I'm a
Dick's La
bottom up.
Pipe.
Trying to keep the dick talk to a minimum, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, you know what happened? I was editing the Rue and Lou episode. I think it's 124. Go check it out. And I was like, every freestyle, I come back to just talking about penises, and I'm like, fuck, dude, what's going on with me?
I've tried to get you out of this rut before, bro, but it's a dick and balls rut, and it's because we're men. You know,
Is that what it
is
is?
like the most important part of us. You know, isn't that what you value the most about yourself as a man? Your dick and balls.
No, man.
What? Of course.
Well,
you
you
do.
don't see yourself as a man without it.
Whoa, is this a trans conversation now?
No, because you can be a woman and have a dick and balls, David. Come on, miss me with that. Miss me with that shit.
I guess
you
this
turf fucker. Well, I guess we are talking about Harry Potter.
That's
you
what I
know?
was gonna say. Yeah. I mean, Sirius is the best one. You think out of all the names? Because I think
No.
Richard. I think
No.
Richard is better than Ron.
Richard is better than Ron. I don't know. Ron's cool.
I think it,
Sorry, we also have a really good friend. named
I
Ron.
think Richard's better than
That's
Ronald.
funny.
what about are there great Richards? King Richard.
Yeah, there was several. There was like a whole lineage of King Richards. if I'm
Richard
not
Nixon.
mistaken.
Yeah, there's a lot of Richards.
He wasn't a
that were
crook
kings.
apparently.
He wasn't.
Well, I think me and my brothers were named after kings, but we
So-
all have saints.
So you weren't named after Nixon, is what
I
you're
was
saying.
actually named after a bishop.
That would suck to like you're named after someone who is like important to your family, but they also share a name with someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Richard, that's such a common name. You know.
I hate
But-
it. I hate it when people give like normal names to dogs, and then a situation happens where it's like, "Oh, I'm David," and then the person's like, "That's my dog's name."
Well, maybe this might interest you guys, and it is Christmas season, so whatever.
Is it? Yo, technically it isn't Christmas. Rich, miss me with this shit because unless Thanksgiving has happened, you shouldn't be talking about Christ's birth, man.
Yo, it's the age-old debate. Fa la 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 la. Is it too early or too late? Bra bra bra. I don't know. I'm over here trying to hang up some Christmas lights or miss a show.
Yo, fuck the holidays year round. Yeah, I'm in a haze because I'm smoking on the vapes and hitting on the Michelobes. I hear the Christmas jingles in my earlobes.
Yo, who's this dude doing carols?
Who?
It's fucking November 24th, yo. I don't know why. It's not even Thanksgiving. I don't want to see them Christmas lights. I want to die.
Remember the 25th of December? Yup. I'm not gonna pretend, sir, like it's Christmas yet. I wanna bet that I never let that tree go up.
Remember the 14th of December.
What's that?
Pearl Harbor, bro.
Come on, dude.
I'm not from Hawaii.
We were attacked.
We were
It was American soil. Anyway.
Unreal.
Yo, I've been watching Band of Brothers. You guys got to get on that shit, man. The greatest generation ever. They fought for our freedom, my guys.
I don't have time to watch quality television. Like
Easy company.
I only watch TV while I'm like falling asleep.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I feel like since I've cut back on the drinking a little bit, my attention span is coming back, and that's
good,
why
yeah.
I've been able to consume all these shows lately while I edit my videos and whatever. But Band of Brothers has been a good one so far. I'm in the middle of it. Fucking. What's funny is it's from 2001, so I assume it was made in reaction
yeah.
to 9/11 to like sort of put a patriotic fire in the bellies of whomever is watching.
But
it.
I mean, the way television works, it must have been already in the works. And then 9/11 happened, and they were like, all right.
You're probably right.
9/11 happened, and they were like, all right, show is more important than ever
You're
now.
right. Now, yeah, because it's got very high production value. And one of the things that's cool about it is each episode is about a different like historic battle that Easy Company was involved in. And they start each episode with interviews from actual people who were in Easy Company.
Whoa.
And then at the end, they have little informational bits that the Battle of so-and-so is still used today at West Point as the definitive definition of how to approach this type of warfare, blah, blah, blah. And so that shit kind of hits for me.
I feel like
it's like a Ken Burns documentary.
I think we both have a similar opinion about war movies in general. Like, it's difficult to make one that I like, but the ones that I do like fucking hit super hard. But it's usually because of character development. It's not the war aspect.
100% you're invested in like the brotherhood that is going on.
Like if Saving Private Ryan didn't have fucking Vin Diesel and Matt Damon and Tom Hanks and all these fucking people in it, I probably wouldn't give a shit about the war itself. It's the character development, which when I was at boarding school, they made us watch Saving Private Ryan because then our like junior trip was to Normandy. So we went to like that graveyard with all the crosses.
That's pretty cool.
And I remember walking throughout that entire graveyard just looking for the one that had Matt Damon's character's name, and I couldn't find that shit.
That would be hard to find. They
probably didn't die.
Yeah, they probably made it for that movie or something.
Yeah, I just remember being like, is this Hollywood movie really accurate? An accurate representation of what the whole Normandy thing was? I don't think so.
I don't know. The way that Band of Brothers is played out, it makes it seem like it's super accurate. But you know, with all that shit that's historic, how much of it is played up, how much of it isn't? You know,
It's just the history segment.
yeah, that's the long dead history segment that we
Forever.
put out of its misery mercifully. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there's a scene in Saving Private Ryan where the medic, I can't remember who plays the medic, but he gets shot in the liver, and he knows that that's a fatal shot. He's like, "Oh God, it's my liver," and then he's like, "Just leave me," because he knows he's got the medical knowledge. He's like, "This is it for me."
Nah, fuck, leave me. Give him your pistol and be like, shoot me in the head real quick.
Oh, would you do that?
As long as I'm not shooting myself, it might be easier.
Why?
Because a gut wound is just extremely painful.
But I mean, you're gonna put that on somebody else right now and be like, I guess it's less.
People have done more.
It's less tragic to have your homie just off you than to be like, just go, guys.
That was friendly fire was a thing because at least in Band of Brothers, I'm basing my knowledge of World War II on what I've seen in the first 4 episodes of Band of Brothers. All these dudes were new to that warfare shit. They had never been to that war. They had never fucked a bitch. Yo, so they see a guy in a uniform and they just let the bullets fly. Yo, there's been a couple times where they shoot their own man there.
Oh, you're in a band? Yeah, of brothers. Yeah, my brothers, and fuck all the others. Yeah, and we're doing this for our families. Yeah, our mothers. Yeah, I wanna fucking kill some Muslims.
I just assumed that HBO Max, they got the facts. They got it right. They wrote the show. They did it tight.
For sure.
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes an ep. Yeah, what the heck? I want to know what happened to World War II in Germany, dude.
Yeah, you know, HBO. Yeah, they owned by Warner Bros. And I think that those is owned by AT&T. And that's why the production value is to a T.
Well, this was from 2001. I don't think they had been absorbed by that at that point.
The casualties of war. The reason why they say casualties of war is because they don't want to explain to like parents and shit like, oh, sorry, your son got shot in the back of the fucking head. You know what I mean? By your someone else right behind them.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
It happens more often than you could think.
Isn't that a trope in war movies? Like a general at mom's house knocking on the door. He takes his hat off and she sees him through the window.
There's also this one scene. This guy who got shot 3 times got 3 separate Purple Hearts for each bullet wound. But then this other dude played by Donnie Wahlberg, who basically survived an RPG hitting him, doesn't get a Purple Heart because he didn't actually get shot. And there's this scene where he's over there like, man, this guy gets 3 Purple Hearts.
Damn, that I didn't realize what kind of person fucking rocks those Purple Hearts? You know what I'm saying?
I would rock a Purple Heart, bro.
You'd be at Denny's.
I would wear one of them though. If I had gotten 3 of them, I don't think I'd rock them all.
Triple
but
Perk.
Bro, it would be the only medal I wore. You know how there's some people they got medals for fucking you tie the knot the fastest. I assume I don't know.
It is ironic that we're diving into some war material because of it being Veterans Day yesterday. I was at B-Dubs and I was sitting in the bar area and they had set up a table. And they had poured like a tall boy, and they had a little flag and like something folded, and there was a table for our fallen soldiers.
No way!
I swear,
an empty table,
yeah,
with beer poured,
with a beer sitting there. And I was like, and there was a little flag on there, and like a framed thing with words on it. I didn't read it, but I was like,
honestly, respect.
I was like, damn, they poured one out for the homies right here.
B-Dubs doing
That's
their
exactly
part.
it. It's got to be homies.
But
like,
I mean,
it's got to be
here's
someone who actively like was a veteran.
Here's the thing. I feel like you pour one out on Memorial Day. Veterans Day they're still kicking. Veterans Day they're still alive.
Plus, it was only one
the
beer.
veteran himself probably went over there and did it because he has. Because it makes him think about what should have been his.
No, the business did it.
There's no way the business would sanction letting one of their tables not be used unless it was them doing it.
It's funny because it's the bar and then like the tall tables where everybody can. It's just, not assigned seating. It's just first come first serve. It'd be funny if somebody just pulled up to that table and was like, "Oh, free beer," and they just sat down. Maybe that's not.
You would drink a stray beer.
I mean, I would assume somebody else is drinking it, but
there's something about if it's full and it's just sitting there, you're like,
there's no coaster on top of that shit. It had been sitting there for a while because like the foam part had gone away, so you could tell. Okay, this beer has been sitting here. And part of me is like, you know what?
That's honestly an allegory.
B-Dubs is being cool, but at the same time, they're trying to be like, look, we care about veterans. And it's more about them than about veterans at that point when you think of it that way. I mean, you know what? Shout out to the vets.
But at the same time, I think that B-Dubs as a sports bar, they are trying to appeal to like American-y guys.
You're right.
You know,
You're
so
right.
They want to have that little patriotic shit going down.
What about wearing the military outfit out in public and once you're not one of the guys?
I want to know what Hooters. You mean after you're dishonorably discharged from the military?
Not dishonorably. You're a vet, but you're not in combat. Why are you still wearing the fit?
I think you're supposed to. I think it's like a thing. They make you do it.
What? No, they don't.
I
No,
swear.
you just can't afford new clothes.
No, I'm pretty sure. Like if you're in the military and you have to like fly for any reason, you know what? I'm talking out of my
they're
ass.
doing
I think
that
it's only if you're going to war you have to wear your uniform.
Here's the thing: if you're in the military, I'm cool with you getting like bumped up to first class, all this shit. But the airline knows that you're active duty without you wearing the fit. You're wearing the fit so that I know.
I swear I have read somewhere that there are occasions where it is actually required for them to be wearing their uniform in public.
Okay.
But I'm not going to take that away. I do believe that there are people who wear it just to be like, yeah, guys, I'm in the military. It's the reason why Stolen Valor exists. You know, people get discounts at Dunkin' Donuts if they show up wearing their uniform. And they'd be like, yeah, let me get the military discount. And most people won't ask to see proof because that would be disrespectful or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you guys go on YouTube, you look up Stolen Valor compilation. Yo, these fucking chevrons, they're not in the right order, man. I don't know why you do that. The bumperclad you dressed up in the army thought you don't do that a lot.
Under most circumstances, members of the armed services can be punished under the uniform code of the military justice.
That's if they're in the armed services, and I'm talking about the people who never served a day in their life, you little bitch. And that's just how it is. They show up and they wear the uniform and get some free shit.
So you're talking about stolen valor, but I get it. Yo, I need to fucking holler at a homie in Dubai and be like, yo, why your uniform so fly?
Yo, I wonder if they have these stringent uniform rules over there in the Middle East. Yo, that would be weird, right? That dude's got a beard, right? That was the worst freestyle we've done yet.
By the direction of the United States Army, the following force protection measures are in effect. Uniforms are prohibited while traveling.
We're reading a PDF right now about actual uniform guidelines. I feel like this is something that we're not going to find the answer to.
This isn't the answer? Okay.
Well, what did you search? Because you're notorious for...
Do active duty military have to wear a uniform?
Yeah, it's not a good Google search.
Off post?
Maybe when
On
do
airplanes.
active military have to... Maybe we could get like a...
I would say do active.
Whoa. If
members.
you're honorably discharged, you can keep one uniform to wear home. However, as a veteran, you can wear the uniform or your grade at any time you like, but you don't have to. It doesn't say you have to.
No.
What are the rules of wearing a military uniform? No person except a member of the U.S. Army. Okay.
This is all just saying that if you're not in the military, you
Yeah.
can't use it, but it's not saying anything about...
Is
being-
military supposed to wear a uniform? Traveling, domicile use, or I don't think there's nothing here about like when are military people allowed to wear uniforms outside of the military. I don't think there's a rule about. I don't think there's a rule about you can't wear it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I guess if you are right, and which you might be, I'm not going to say you're not, that like there's a good amount of people out there just wearing their uncomfortable and thick, heavy military uniform just for the fuck of it, just because they can and they want to get that clout, that military clout. That is like disturbing. That's a personality trait of a mentally disabled person.
They're proud of where they're at.
Off post.
They're proud of where they're at in the same way that a kid who just got his favorite like Stitch costume is proud of it or whatever. It's like, I gotta fucking wear this shit.
But
and
military
show
is
everyone.
actually meaningful.
Oh my God, Richard! Richard does not know how to play devil's advocate. Jeez, can you please do a fucking
That's when you hit the
Latin
crickets.
prayer real quick?
Yo,
It seems like the Army has seriously lightened up on wearing the utility uniforms off post, as long as it does not involve drinking alcohol or being in a place where that is the primary activity. So it's not required. It's just you have to not wear it if you're involved in some hedonistic shit. But the people wearing it to like a baseball game are doing it to get on the fucking Jumbotron and like, I'm cool with you wearing it, but let's just acknowledge the fact that you're wearing it because you feel like, yo, I serve this country, I deserve some recognition, which I agree you do, but wearing it in like a social setting is egotistical.
Any sort of I deserve recognition move, even if technically you do, to express that you do immediately nullifies the me wanting to ever give that to you.
I just hate it because I always come off as super anti-military, or anti-veterans, which I'm obviously not. Like I appreciate people letting us fucking do podcasts and make dick jokes, but it's clearly an institution, or like the whole structure is filled of like normal ass dudes who otherwise would be cops, who would do like some heinous shit.
100%.
But because they're in the military, it's like, all right, this is a great person now. And a lot of the times they're not. So you're fucking rocking the suit out in public. This isn't funny. Fuck me, dude.
It's not funny, but it holds a lot of truth. I agree with you a lot.
I'm just saying that shit is not comfortable. I mean, I guess it's convenient. It has all those pockets. And if some shit goes down, you can lay on some grass and maybe disguise yourself.
I think that a lot of people that join the military aren't very intelligent, and this is not a thing.
Get off
That's a
this.
wild.
Listen.
Let him run for a second.
Let me run here, because the institution itself obviously has its purposes, its noble purposes, and there are plenty of competent people in the military. But I think that it's like a stereotype and a trope that kids who have no idea and zero direction in life, and they're not smart enough to make something of themselves on their own terms, when high school ends, they join the military. It's there, you know. I feel like that's you can't refute that. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix in Signs. Yo, I just got to incline that you check that movie out. His whole character was him not knowing what to do with his life, sir.
Yo, real life is scary. So after I graduate high school, I joined the military. And yeah, I'm getting really hairy because I'm shooting testosterone and I'm fucking flaring.
I don't have a clue what I could be, what I could do. Yeah, my life is a total fucking screwball. I don't know you all, just wanna go and fucking do. Yeah, don't ever correct me where I put my arm on the mic. It just fucking takes my concentration off, and I could have had a good freestyle, but David doesn't know that it's a fucking show. We gotta make it glow, we gotta make it good, but David fucking doesn't give me wood because he's a fucking man.
I'm sorry.
You make me want to say slurs.
I see you do it and I'm like, fucking stop doing it. He's doing it again.
Bro,
Stop fucking
Just learn
with
to
it.
live with it, my guy.
No,
Did you hear
but
how
Jesus
angry
Christ.
he was?
No,
Well, no, like he's interrupting me mid freestyle to tell me something. It's like there's no logic there.
I'm sorry, dude.
Zero logic involved in
I
that.
apologize. I'm constantly like thinking about it when you're doing it, and I already held myself back, so I couldn't hold it anymore. I'm
Cheers.
sorry. Rich is trying to make amends. Let's make amends. Come on, bro.
Thanks, Rich. Bringing us back.
Watch this fucking cool ass show last night. Well, I would think it was cool. Cabinet of Curiosities.
Interesting.
What's that?
What is it, like an anthology of weird stories that are true?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like horror stories that they give to you in a real life setting, kind of thing, and make you feel like it's real.
Oh yeah, like 1,000 Ways to Die on Spike TV.
Kind of like that, I guess. Yeah, I would say so, because the first episode starts off with this very was it neo-Nazi, like someone who immigrated to America, but they were in World War II.
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
He was like an old.
There's a Netflix documentary about that guy, the Monster Next Door or something. on
Oh,
Netflix.
I know what you're talking about.
people like that, you know what I mean? And it just so happens that this one dude was involved in a very, very cultish like secret group where they invited a demon to possess his sister, and it turns out he had his sister in a storage unit the whole time. So the whole first episode, and it's not a continuation thing, it's just like horror stories. So each episode's a different horror story. But
It's not a continuation thing.
like it does, like the next episode doesn't continue. Like
I know what
about
you
the
mean.
demon, I don't think. But
It's an anthology, is what I described already.
I guess I didn't know what that meant.
What's it called? You already said it earlier.
Cabinet of Curiosities.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. But
I don't know where Richard gets all this time to consume content, bro. I thought you were working fucking 80
No,
hours.
dude,
a week.
it's,
It was all
he
last
comes
night,
back
yeah.
and
I cut loose.
him and his homie, they just be watching. He was telling us about Z-Way earlier.
Fuck, dude.
Bro.
I don't want to talk about that.
Richard's a Z-Way proponent, bro.
What-
He's
what-
pro Z-Way,
what would
which
you-
I am too. You know,
What would you have a Nazi who has, is now done being a Nazi do? You know what I'm saying? Like if they didn't face
Well,
any consequences.
I wasn't finished with what I was getting at.
Okay.
Because that guy was not necessarily part of it. He died very early in the episode. But the whole episode was about this guy who was about to get beat the fuck up for owing $12,000. So he bought the locker the storage locker that this guy had, and he
Whoa.
goes to investigate.
And
And
he
they're all
found the
like,
girl?
they're all trying to get money from it. And like everyone's kind of in on it. They're like, yeah, you get this one, blah blah blah. Like there's all a bunch of shit going on, and then it starts off with this guy hating immigrants. So he's like borderline racist. He hates immigrants.
Borderline?
Because he went to the war, the first war, World War One, and he came back with like no hearing and the guy's like, oh, we're all brothers. He's like, brothers, we're in the front lines. Where were you? You were in the back. And he's like, everyone was in green. Like he's like, race didn't matter, but he hates immigrants.
I
Like-
hate immigrants.
He
he's
sounded
deaf.
like that. But it all
That's
to the
offensive,
end.
dude.
Oh my gosh, I'm
I had
gonna
to
give
insert some humor in here somewhere.
I know this is rough.
I'm gonna give away the ending.
Please do something.
Yeah, I'm gonna give away the ending. But so this all builds up, and the ending happens where the demon is coming to get him, but he's locked inside this storage unit, and he finally gets to the door, and the immigrant lady who owned part of the storage locker that he wouldn't let in, she's standing outside the door and shows him the cut lock that he threw at her because he didn't want to give her the time of day. And she's holding it, and he's like, open the door, open the door, open the door. And like begging
Is there
her.
a real demon in
And-
there?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
And-
I don't think there's a real demon.
I don't
in
think
there.
this is a true
Richard's
story.
She walks
just
away,
fucking.
yo.
Richard's
No,
just
it was a
describing-
possession. Like they used all these satanic rites
I'm looking up
to
this
bring
show
this
right
demon.
now.
I
Cabinet
bet. I bet this show sucks, Richard.
Oh, it was awesome.
Excuse me.
I just can't believe you described the entire one episode.
Yeah, it was the first episode. That's
Richard-
all I got through.
Richard likes some pretty bad TV, but he likes some good stuff too. You know, we can't.
Every time I
But
open Amazon,
Cabinet
Prime-
of Curiosities.
I just
Here
thought
we
it was
go.
so. It wasn't necessarily funny, but it was.
Oh, it's a Guillermo del Toro joint.
Whoa.
Yo, we might have spoke too soon. This dude is backing it with his Mooney, his money, yeah. Starring Kyle Mooney. Just kidding, no. But it's got Kate McCucci.
Yeah, hell yeah, Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, that is my bro. Yeah, I fuck with most of his shit, but when my boy Rich tries to describe it, it's rough.
Yeah, you should have opened with Guillermo because, yo, I fuck with Del Toro and all of his shows. I love Pan's Labyrinth. That was one of my favorite movies back when I was a jit.
Yeah, man, you had me at pans. The same ones I use with these hands to saute the fucking eggs. Yeah, I eat them while watching TV.
Yo, maybe we need to check out the Cabinet of Curiosities. Yo, what is these? Okay, so these aren't true stories or anything.
No, they're horror.
so-
They're
okay.
horror, modern horror day stories.
Cool.
Horror stories.
I like a solid anthology.
It's just like you were describing it like it was true. Like it was
Yeah.
like if somebody started describing to me Avengers.
That's
and was
what
like,
they-
and then the Hulk comes out and he destroys this building, and then Wonder Woman. And you know what I'm saying?
Fantastic.
Let me just read off some beats: Street Jazz by Lethal Needle, Hatred by Screwholic, SMS by Balance Cooper, Blinded by Lucas Quinn, Temptations by Piper Beats, Trouble by Stoic, and I think that was Memories by Yogic Beats. I don't know. I think that
We have 6 left.
okay. So Nocivo by Harold Beats, Flying Home for Christmas by Just Dan
Whoa.
Beats, and Misunderstood
I didn't
by
realize we
Urban
had
Nerd Beats.
a Christmas themed beat in there. That's
Well,
Too
you-
early.
It's definitely too early, Richard. I don't like you fucking saying that it's the Christmas season because the thing is, you put up the tree after Thanksgiving or during Thanksgiving.
For me, it's the Pissmas season. Are you guys good?
You want to know like a fact of truth, right?
He
real
wants to
quick?
piss. He wants
Oh,
to
yeah,
piss.
But,
yeah.
but
hit
if
him,
you guys
hit
are you guys
Yeah, we can hold it. Get out of here.
talking
Yeah,
about holding
So-
your pee?
so-
are you saying you have to pee right now?
We can hold the pod is what I meant.
And pod, referring to the podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I was saying about the like Halloween
Uh-huh.
starts off October 31st. The reason why Christmas starts so early is because the people that love Christmas hate Halloween. So
I
they
s-
try and like you see Macy's, you see like certain like Longs and stuff. People that completely like push over Halloween and they'll set up Christmas stuff and stuff.
Richard, all of these are capitalistic cash grabs at boosting the economy during fourth quarter earning reports.
Yeah, it's a way to get ahead for the sales and stuff because you put up Christmas stuff early. People want to buy stuff early because especially if they're into Christmas. But I also think it is a cover up because they're not trying to sell Halloween stuff because they're not about that. But they're like, Christmas is right around the corner.
What are you talking about? Halloween? You're selling costumes. You're selling candy. You're selling fucking.
But they'll set up only Christmas stuff. They won't set up any Halloween stuff.
Where?
Macy's.
Okay.
Because it's their color. Like you see gold, red, silver, but you won't see any Halloween stuff. And
I do think that places are known to post up holiday shit too soon. I don't think Macy's didn't have Halloween stuff though.
I was shopping. Yeah, I know Macy's did it.
Okay, so Macy's specifically is obsessed with Christmas, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think all of it is a scam. They're just using... And you know what? I fuck with the holidays because of, it's a good time. You get to hang out with peeps. You get to eat more calories and you get extra days off from work and shit. You know what's funny is I was talking to somebody about this the other day. A lot of people still had to work on Veterans Day. And I think it's this, dude. Corporate is already giving people Thanksgiving off. A lot of companies are giving Thanksgiving and Black Friday off. So are they going to also give you Veterans Day? Even though it's a federal holiday, people are like, nah, you don't get Veterans Day. It's not important enough for us to give you 3 paid days in 1 month. You know what I'm saying?
I think I kind of thought it was just any business that doesn't necessarily need to be open on Veterans Day is gonna close on Veterans Day. Like Verizon is gonna stay open because fucking people need their phones,
right? And it was busy
and
as
schools
hell.
Are gonna stay open too. Probably.
I think it's weird to yap about thank you for your service. We need to remember those who served and then get back to fucking work, whether you served or not. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's so contradicting. Like if you really gave a shit about these people, you'd say, take the day off.
I guess I'm talking out of my ass here. I don't really know how many people got Veterans Day off versus who didn't. I didn't.
It's a federal holiday. Like,
what does that mean?
Anybody?
So schools get it off.
Schools were off.
Okay.
Post office, unions, like legit places that follow the government like calendar got it off. But other places were like, yeah, this isn't important enough for us.
Which is, I guess, is fine. At the end of the day, I would work on Christmas if I had to.
It's because of Thanksgiving, dude. They're like, we can't give you 2 off this
I
month.
like this theory. It's because most people, it would be weird to get Thanksgiving off and then also have to work Black Friday because a lot of people travel for Thanksgiving. They want to go see their family, and it would be weird for them to be like, yeah, you get this Thursday off, but you got to be back at work on Friday.
That's what I'm doing. Yo, I hope you're not too bloated, because that day's eroded, and now you're starting over for a Friday, and then you get Saturday off.
Yo, it's Black Friday. Why? Hey, I don't know. Oh my God, why? Well, it's because you want some deals, bro. You got to get that TV for half off, yo.
Okay, now I'm done being thankful. I can go and start focusing on spending bread. And getting ahead for the Thanksgiving, man.
I'm spending bread and I'm pulling out the lead and I aim it at your head. If you want to get in front of me at the line, I'm camping out at the TJ Maxx. Yo, I'm spitting facts.
Yo, this Black Friday is whack. It's hack. It's just a fucking cap to get the capitalism moving in the right direction.
How long has Black Friday been a thing? That would be something I'm interested in figuring out. Like, when did they start having sales?
Okay, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess it has to do with the Depression.
Maybe.
I would say 1995.
I think there was like a 1995. No, it must be way before that.
Nah.
History of Black Friday sale. Black Friday history. Fun facts. Big numbers.
When did it start?
The masses gather. Some set up camp. Others stand in traditional battle formation of rows and queues. Jesus Christ. Suddenly, the sign flips, doors open, and charge. Okay. First used in the late 1800s in reference to stock market crashes, the term was popularized in the 1800s. Was not the Depression,
Hold
you
up.
dumb bitch.
Oh. But it was as a
Way
result
before.
of it was as a
Way
result of an economic depression, right?
this was a stock market crash.
Yeah.
I don't think that's. But this. Never mind. Keep going.
The term was popularized by the Philadelphia police in 1950s when large crowds came to the city the day after Thanksgiving, creating chaos, traffic jams, and shoplifting opportunities. However, it officially kicked off in the 1960s with black referring to stores moving from red to black, red ink indicating a loss and black a profit. Interesting. Wait. Red ink indicating a loss and black a profit. So if they lost money, they would type that out in red ink, and if they gained money, they would type it out in black.
So that it would. The day after Thanksgiving was the first day that began to be profitable for businesses.
Contrary to common belief, it wasn't until 2001 that Black Friday finally stripped the Saturday before Christmas of its title as, apparently the Saturday before Christmas was the biggest shopping day of the year, but now it is Black Friday.
I just don't understand why Black Friday still matters with the internet. Like, I feel like, why would I post up and go to a retail store?
Black Friday doesn't matter as much because people are doing it a whole week earlier.
Right, and then they have the Cyber Monday thing. It's
I agree with you guys. It's at this point, Black Friday has become a titular assignment to just a sale around this time of year because they're not like back in the day. Black Friday sales were crazy enough to murder a guy.
It was like, oh my god, this fucking 50-inch screen is $100.
Yeah. No, the deals were so crazy that you would want to act like. The idea of camping out in front of a store for a Black Friday sale now is insane to me. But I knew some people back when I was in high school who did that shit so they could get a fucking Xbox 360 or whatever.
My mom would camp out with my sisters at the mall. This is back in Hawaii, so it's not even that big over there. But she would camp out, and the first 100 would get like a basket full of snacks and stuff, but also gift cards to the different shops.
Whoa,
it was $500 worth of gift cards.
I do like the idea of your family bonding. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely became like you wake up at 12:30 at night, you drive over, you get there at 2 or whatever, you get ready and stuff,
dude.
Then you chill until
I had never
5:36.
been involved in a Black Friday sale. It wasn't a thing in Spain. And then after my first year in the U.S. was my freshman year in college, and the girl I was dating, I went back with her to Nashville for Thanksgiving, and we fucking pigged out for Thanksgiving, and then literally at 1 a.m. she woke me up and she's like, we're going. And I went to the mall in Nashville on Black Friday and just walked around, didn't buy anything, was sitting on benches while her and her stupid friend were shopping. And it was one of the worst experiences of my life. And I remember being like, what is the motherfucking hype with this bullshit? The mall still sucks. Even if there are deals everywhere. The mall, you shouldn't be at a mall for more than an hour. You should get in. Yo, I'm at the mall for way too long. I gotta stall. I gotta get the fuck out of the mall or else I'm gonna puke out my mouth. Yo.
I'm at the mall with my friend and we over here and we looking at the motherfucking windows, doing some window shopping. Yeah, I'm at the mall, you already know. I'm at the anime store at the mall. I got some one-piece sweaters, y'all. I love this shit, man. I love the mall, man. This shit is legit and I'm calling y'all.
All hail the sale. Yup, the mall prevails. I'm at the mall with my girlfriend and she's wearing a veil. And I'm about to fucking scale.
I bought the veil at the mall. It was like a wedding store, y'all. I just want to go to the mall and get some wedding supplies because I got a wedding for some guys. Gotta get it.
I can't wait to leave. Yo, this mall is make-believe. Dude, I remember they walked into Victoria's Secret at one point and I was just like, I'm not walking in there. Because I was a fucking dumb.
Well, how old were you?
I was 18. I was just.
I remember that sentiment exactly. That was kind of a vibe as a younger dude.
Well,
not wanting to go into the women's underwear section.
You know what's crazy, dude? And I think about it now. My girlfriend in high school and then my freshman year in college would have had sex with me, and I was so fucking locked up in the paradigm of being a virgin for Christ. That we would dry hump each other and fucking grab each other's genitals over our pants.
This conversation took a turn.
And I was just like, no, we can't. But now that I think about it, I'm like, oh, she was down and I was a fucking bitch.
Yeah, dude.
It's always Eve that wants to get it going.
I'm just saying, bro.
the Mac to a Jack is a good move.
What's
You
fucking-
make out and you dry hump until you come in your pants.
It's
That
just,
sucks.
no,
Nah, dude, that rules.
You even get that little blood blisters on your dick and shit.
Damn, you did it so hard you got blisters.
One time,
and
yeah,
shit?
bro, it was bad.
Richard, that's
It's
crazy.
like it's
dude.
like if you ever like drag your foot on a rug and you get burned.
Richard,
Nah,
I do
dude,
not
here's the
want to
thing.
hear that.
Richard macked to a Jack with
Cállate,
I'm
burro.
not, no, trust me, bro. I'm gonna be subtle with this. He macked to a Jack with.
Hell
What?
yeah.
That's not revealing too much, is it?
I feel like that's vague.
I didn't even say what
just-
school. We've been to multiple schools together.
Okay, well here's what I'm thinking. I was also so fucking horny that she could just look at me weird and I'd be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, sorry I made that noise. Is that a lot for everybody?
I didn't even think for a second of the noise until you brought it up, and then I was like, yeah, that was weird, Dave. You should have apologized for
I
that.
felt weird. But she like literally could touch me a little bit, and it would be game over. I just looking back, think about how big of a bitch I was, and also the double standard because I was smoking weed and drinking and smoking cigarettes and being like, oh, this is fine, but I can't have sex with my girlfriend, who we are both in prime condition to be doing. However, I wasn't prepped enough to where I probably would have gotten her pregnant.
I look back at the instances where I did the Mac to a Jack move, and I'm pretty sure those are sexual assaults.
Really?
I think that if you...
How is it sexual assault?
Nah.
I guess
It's consensual.
It's technically consensual, but I don't think that they were trying to make you come or anything. You just come in your pants. Is that not like?
I mean, you need to get their consent to come.
Well, you're sort of you're humping on them with the hopes that maybe you're gonna come from it, right?
You ever be like, no, I'm not gonna put my crotch there because like I
No.
don't want to get her pregnant with my jeans.
No, I've never thought that. No, you're not humping with the thought that you're gonna come. You're literally like a fucking cat in heat. You're like, this feels so good. I don't know what's happening.
I still think that there is in the back of your mind. Maybe your intent isn't to come, but I think that the dry humping is there for a purpose at the end of the day, isn't it?
It's insane how much our parents deprived us of joy. It's unbelievable,
So
dude.
it wasn't necessarily the deterring factor for me. It was them that convinced me that I'm
I just want to
doing.
say the statute of limitations has expired on all of these cases. I just want everyone to know we cannot be prosecuted for any of our Mac to a Jack moments.
You know, one of the big reasons why I thought about this because of the Black Friday conversation is because her and I pre-Black Friday shopping were Mac to a Jack and upstairs in her fucking like family's house, and it was like a pre thing where she was like, here we go, we're gonna get freaky, and then I'm gonna take you shopping so that you feel like you got something out of this. Yo, she tricked me. Yo, she also made me flick the bean before we went to Supreme and Journeys and other places.
Flicking the bean like flickety flickety. Yo, I love this chick. Yo, it's serendipity that I'm over here and she's rubbing on me. Oh my god, I think that I am coming.
Yo, I wish I had the knowledge back when I was dating in college that I should fucking take advantage of the hormones. Yeah, it's so prone.
I'm glad you finished that sentence differently.
Me too.
Yeah, you know, that would change our history. I want to know if you'll Mac to a Jack with me. That would be sweet. It would change our bond, you see.
Yeah, I would have done it if my parents would have told me to covet. My neighbor's wife would have been nice.
No,
Nah, man.
but seriously, I think the deterrent in all that was them convincing us that we're doing the girls a favor by keeping them sacred. You know what I mean? Like you can't.
No, yeah,
That, at least for
you're right.
in my head,
No,
it was
I-
like keep them. Like,
No,
I know I want to do
It's
it.
fucked
I'm
up, but
showing
he's
it.
right.
You're gonna
There was,
ruin
like,
them.
Yes, there was like that thought process.
You're gonna
and
ruin them,
That's a
yeah.
symptom of like the religious indoctrination.
And then
of course.
Yeah.
in my head also I was like, okay, if I have sex with this girl, we really are locked in. I can't just go
Dip
have
out.
sex with other girls. Like that's insane. And it's just crazy because probably those years are the years in which sex would have felt the best. Like you're the most young and agile and like
Damn,
hormonal. You're like, that's the age at which you should be having sex. And instead I was just like, holding it in.
Dave has been thinking about this for a while.
It makes me feel bad. Dude.
No, it makes me feel bad too.
My parents are just like, oh no, don't enjoy your sexuality. We're not even going to teach you about condoms in case you decide to say fuck this. And
No,
enjoy
condoms are bad, yo.
Richard,
God despises
It's a
condoms.
Catholic dude.
I get it. What about AIDS?
You don't have sex.
Yeah, dude.
Unless
You're not
you
gonna get
test
AIDS
them.
if you don't have sex.
Exactly.
Dave.
Come on, yo. Celibacy.
Richard
Until
is
you're ready.
Oh my god, dude. I hate you, dude. I hate you for fucking preaching that gospel. It sucks. Dude, we're so fucking left. We're so held back. I literally feel like I'm 5 years younger than I actually am mentally. Like I technically would be 35 at this point if I hadn't been held back emotionally and mentally.
We're getting into some dark territory
Okay,
that
all
it
right.
would be easy for me to. I would love to co-sign everything
right,
you're saying
all
right now.
all
But
right.
there's a part of me that's like, I don't know if this is what the audience wants to
You
hear.
don't think
right
so?
now.
Okay.
Maybe they do. Maybe because fuck, I want nothing more than to talk about how much I wish I had fucked in high school. But at the end of the day, that is a shitty thing to talk about.
Is it though, bro? I was jerking off nonstop, and that's not good.
Dude, I was feeling guilty about jerking off. I was jerking off nonstop, and every time I would ask God for forgiveness.
That's insane. That's
Right?
insane, dude.
But it's what you should have been doing.
And
You
you're-
weren't asking God for forgiveness?
no,
You
Wow.
have sins
Wow.
that
I
have
didn't.
yet to
I
be
didn't. I
forgiven.
didn't feel bad about jerking off. Jerking off, I never had like the guilt about. I was always like, no, this is fine.
Oh, this is better than. At least I'm not actually having sex.
No,
was
yeah,
your
well, like
thought process.
the idea of like getting another person involved, like that is what felt insanely wrong. I was like, oh, because nobody's getting hurt when you're jerking off. You know what I'm saying? It's like an innocent fucking thing that you're doing, and my parents never talked to me about sex until they caught the fucking browser history on the computer being just tits and ass. And
See-
they were like, okay, something's going on now. And then my dad literally walked in on me watching porn, and I was just like full erect watching just like adult straight up intercourse. And he was like, I was going to have a talk with you about this, but I guess you already figured it out.
Hell
and
yeah.
And then he put a password on the computer and walked out.
He put the
Damn.
password on in front of you?
I don't.
Or did you show up the
he
next day?
slowly
you showed
put
up the
it
next, No, Dave was horned up the next day, ready to look at porn, and then he realizes there's a password.
Now I
on it.
realized, and also, dude, you know what's insane? After my dad like was like closing 19 tabs of porn.
Damn, dude.
Well, because I wasn't
You
organized.
should have been concerned.
I wasn't organized
didn't-
at that point.
You didn't know which was the best.
I
porn?
was standing right next to him, and you know my fucking chub is going down, but I'm sort of like covering it. And I said to my dad, "Yo, just no matter what, please don't tell mom. Oh, yeah, I was dead wrong. That fool snitched and acted like a fucking bitch."
Yo, being hard next to your dad, that's a sensation I'm glad that I've never had. That would probably change my views. That would do some shit to me, dude.
Oh yeah, sorry, father. Yeah, I'm about to go and get some water. And let this shit cool off until I can come back when my dick is soft.
My father caught me a little hot and bothered often. Yo, he walked in, I'm scoffing at him. I don't know why you had to bust me. I was busy busting. What, you don't trust me?
Sorry, pops, you caught me while I was watching with my.
Damn, dude. Ex-hamster, that was probably it, right? That's one of the old ones.
I forget what the website was. It was something.
Ex-movies.
I have a like a photographic just memory of
Just made a banger in like 2 seconds.
of the clip I was watching, and it was like a bigger woman with giant breasts.
There it is.
Wait.
We found all the reasons why you can't
Keep talking about this woman.
Reverse cowgirl, just
Whoa.
hopping up and down, tits flopping, and then my dad just. The door was closed.
He probably sensed the sexiness going on in that room. He was like, I'm smelling some sensations.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that there's exposed breasts in the room.
It was so crazy. That fool was not chill at all about it. I would have been like, "Yo, son, I'll give you a couple more minutes and just close that shit and like throwing a pack of tissues in there or something."
My mom didn't actually catch me beating off, but she did at one point like see a search history thing that it said topless poster because I wasn't looking for straight up porn. I wasn't ready to watch like straight up video penetration. I also was on dial up, so I wasn't capable
you didn't
of
have
watching.
the ability to do that.
So I was it was all images for me, but I wasn't looking for like vaginas. I only wanted exposed breasts.
Yeah.
So I was looking up topless stuff, and I wanted it to be like artistic. So I thought topless poster, aka something that you would have at your dorm room wall or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was like my search thing, and then I'd go on Google, safe search, always off.
Yep.
And then that would be what I would search, and I would beat off to images on Google image search of topless poster.
I definitely started with something similar.
And eventually my mom discovered that I was searching that, and she came in, and I came up with some excuse of like, oh, I was looking for this Jeep. You know how Jeeps don't have tops sometimes?
Whoa,
And
that's insane.
Damn.
That's
it
a
was the
great
most
excuse.
ridiculous. She didn't buy
Clever
it.
as
No,
fuck.
yeah.
She didn't buy it, and she was just like, well, as long as you know that it's not very God honoring.
Yeah, there you go. You know what happened to me?
Gotcha.
I hate to keep going on this, but it's just I need to fucking.
We're here.
I need to get
Vent.
through it with you guys. After the incident, my mother woke me up at like 6 a.m., took me to the kitchen, and like sat with me at the kitchen table and read Proverbs. She literally opened her Bible and read Proverbs while I shamefully looked down at my feet.
Man.
And then after that, there were multiple other instances where I like watched porn and like thought that I was in the clear, and then my dad caught the browsing history again and like updated the computer to like Linux and like installed a new system with a password and all this shit, and I confidently walked outside to where my dad was and was like, that wasn't me, that I didn't search that. And my mom briefly was like, maybe it wasn't him, like there was a guy working on the electrical last week. Maybe he used the computer. And my mom,
That rules.
dude, I was boldly.
It wasn't me. Send me coming on camera. It wasn't me. Something long, shoulder. It wasn't me.
I was
Unreal.
I was blatantly just lying to my mom, being like, "No, that wasn't me. Never." It was just insane, dude. And they just, it's their fucking fault. They should have been like, "Yo, this is." Supposed to be like a meaningful thing that you do with somebody you love. It's totally normal for you to feel this, do your thing, it's cool." And instead they just made me fucking repress it, and it was brutal. And I mean, it makes sense that I only call them fucking once every 4 months.
Sorry, mama, I'm not gonna be there when you're
Nope.
on your deathbed, holding your hand. Wait, no. Oh my God, my father, why did you have to shame me for jerking off? How you gonna die alone?
Yeah, what's crazy is that when I was 11, I was worried that I wouldn't go to heaven, cause I like Googling lots of titty pics. Yeah, then I would grab my itty bit.
I distinctly remember the first time that I jerked off on
Okay.
Christmas. I felt so guilty, man, I hailed Mary. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to hell, this shit is scary. I should not have jerked off on the day you were born.
Yeah, when they caught me, I wanna die. Yeah, the next day I remember wanting to cry. And then I went to school and saw a guy. He was like, yo, what's up with your thigh?
I used to have this weird thing where every time I would arrive at school, I would have a boner.
Sick.
Always.
You would have that same?
At least first or second period.
It would, to me, it without fail, it would be when I was like, you know how we had like sort
Arriving.
of dirt road that sort of pulled up? It almost like the dirt road vibrations triggered a hard on in me.
Hell yeah.
And then so by the time I reached the front, I would have to, maneuver, do the Texas tuck or whatever the case may be. I swear to God, it was weird because I wasn't horny or anything. I think it was a symptom of the morning erection, but because we always had to wake up so fucking early for school, like we're waking up at goddamn 6 in the morning. That's pre-morning erection hours.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? You're waking up at 6. Your morning erection isn't hit until 7, and that's when
Sure.
you're showing up at school. So yeah, that was a weird thing that I noticed constantly. At least 4 out of 5 days a week, I'd be getting out of the car, being like, "What the fuck is up with this goddamn boner in my pants? I'm just trying to go to school."
That's crazy. At what age is this?
9th, 10th grade, probably.
Oh, okay. You're pretty advanced at that point.
Maybe. No,
15,
that's
16, 14.
My whole porn incident happened at 11, dude. My dad.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't even touch my dick till 9th grade.
No,
What the fuck?
At 11, I was just like fully doing the thing. I also, because of the like Spanish public school, I was exposed to, you know, hedonism early on. And so I was all, it's too late. You know, if the kids learn about it earlier, it spurts the puberty.
Spurts? Hell yeah.
I think there's a bunch of beats that I didn't
Nothing like
share.
kids spurts.
Oh Nana by 18, Bad Time by Ty Beats, Power by Lex Factor, Get Smoked by Suda Killer. How many do you have left?
Oh, nah. We have one more left.
And then Zone 6 by Aeon TMU.
Zone 6 is the one that's coming up.
I got no. There's one more after that. I got a piss.
All right, let's hit him with
Same.
this.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
I think it would be really funny. I don't know if it'd be funny, actually, now that I say it, but it would be very interesting if we had an episode, say Richard's family visits California, and we get his siblings on with him.
Oh.
And
There's a lot of siblings. Which siblings in particular?
I'm picturing the ones that might actually participate.
I would say
And
Louis, Louise, Maria.
Dave?
David and Maria, maybe. David and Maria, probably not, but maybe.
Yeah, I want to get David on. David interests me, bro.
Should get Louis
Why?
on. Louis would-
Lewis is, I want to be Lewis. Lewis is
Living the dream.
all that is man. He just, lives off of hot puss,
Hell yeah.
and just he's a millionaire.
So
was
he not repressed like you, Richard?
He was
he
the
was
youngest.
in school at fifth grade. We were all homeschooled all the way, except me. I was
Gotcha.
homeschooled
So
till ninth grade.
They loosened the leash by the time he came.
Right.
around.
Well, no, I think that society as a whole had changed, so the littlest bro, he's gonna go to that show, and he's gonna see his older siblings, how they go, and he's gonna be like, yo, that's not the way for me, bro.
Yeah, he learned from y'all's mistakes, and yeah, he don't eat steak, and every day, yo, being homeschooled is not cool. I bet the dude David, yo, he is heinous with the way he gets that lame shit.
Nah, dude, we talking about Lou right now.
Oh.
Yeah, that dude, he gets the poo right now. Yeah,
Whoa.
he don't get it in the cooch right now. Yeah, he drinks kombucha now. Oh, yeah, he's worried about his gut health. That's how it is, yo. He does it now. Oh my God. Yeah. What's that? I can't make no kombucha references because I don't know the names of them and I don't know all the brands. And what do you know? Pass it to my mans.
What it do?
Kombucha.
Who is Lou? I never met none of these fools.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you have to come swing by Hawaii one
It
time.
would be fun if we just made a little road trip down there.
You could do it. It's cheap. You get it for under $300
Yeah, but-
round trip.
Fucking bring the old lady.
Yo,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I could show you guys a good time. Pretty cheap.
All right, yeah, I definitely want to do that. Now is not the time, but I feel like
Eventually.
Maybe like this summer or something.
yeah, I'd be down in the summer. My family's gonna be here, dude,
Oh, when?
around my birthday.
That's crazy.
Because my mom's like, we need to do something major for your 30th.
Oh,
Yo,
that's so funny.
the big 3-0.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, let's do something major, like liberate me sexually.
I've been telling people.
Take your mom to a strip club. Yeah.
Do you want your mom to liberate you sexually? Yeah. I've just been telling people that I'm 30, just to sort of. I've been like kind of prepping myself for that Band-Aid. So whenever I talk about things allegorically about myself, I talk about it as if I'm a 30-year-old. I'm like, imagine being 30 and still like this, and it's.
Yeah.
In reality, I'm actually 29. I'm sort of getting that Band-Aid half torn off already.
All the math I'm doing as to where I need to be in life is starting from 30 to 60 or 30 to 70. So I'm like, I'm giving myself the little wiggle room. I'm like, okay, the countdown starts when I'm 30.
Why do you think you deserve the countdown?
Is that something to be deserved or not deserved?
Yeah,
It's a
dude.
countdown. It's his countdown, man. It's either gonna live past
It's actually,
30 or
I'm
he's
just saying
not.
this seems very selfish of you.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up for me to actually be like thinking that I need to like prepare for when I'm 60, but at the same time I'm like, all right, you have 30 years to get your act together.
I'm pretty sure something major is gonna come along and kill us before we're 60. I think
so?
there's gonna be a thing that there's gonna be an event, something big that results in our death.
Really?
Yes.
I hope not, dude.
Hopefully,
'cause-
this is not prophecy. Like, fuck you.
I'm not trying to jinx us.
No,
but
I think
I'm just saying, like, I could totally see. I don't know. What if like
Another world
Russia
war?
attacks
Oh,
the
a war.
United
A
States
war.
soil or something?
Yeah,
or,
no, that could be a thing.
there's
A nuke?
and we live in one of the most attackable areas.
Well,
so
We all continuously forget that we're the only generation. No, there's generations before us that we're completely threatened by nuclear threat. We've made bombs big enough to end the world. So they're out there. They can happen in less than a minute. You know what I mean? We could all die. So
Thank
we're
God.
the only peoples that have ever existed in a time where we all die.
So we shouldn't be saving for retirement, is what you're saying?
Absolutely not. You guys are fucking idiots.
no, there is a part of me that does think that. I kind of truly believe I'm gonna die before I retire.
What if you don't?
I might not, and that would be great. But
And he
there's
also might be a millionaire because of something else.
I think that the odds are that, like, I don't know. I just feel like based on the progression of how the world is going, something's going to happen that results in our death, and it's not going to be our choice.
Sure.
But there's going to be some sort of either A, natural disaster, B, nuclear disaster, C, we just get stabbed in the street by people fighting for gas or something.
Yeah.
Like they want
want
our
water.
water or whatever.
I've seen like old people living in poverty, and even here in California a lot. Like you see old people like still like trying to like take the bus and shit, and I'm like, dude, I need to fucking hustle to be in a decent place economically by the time I'm old and weak. Like I just don't want to be going through recycling bins looking for cans to make ends meet when I'm fucking 60.
Dare I say you're setting your bar too low? Like, you shouldn't be worried about that. You should be like, no, I'm here to make money. Let's make some money. You know what I mean? You shouldn't
but
even be
I'm-
fucking worried about you getting
No,
old.
every
Make
time I
money on the
see
day.
every time I see a homeless person digging through trash for cans, there is a part of me that is like, why didn't that guy just kill himself? Obviously, I should be thinking that is an example of resilience and persevering through hardship. But no matter what, there is a part of me in the back of my brain that's like, that guy is down so bad. I can't picture myself wanting to live being down that bad.
And for me, it's like, okay, I need to do everything in my power to avoid ending up like this. And there's also some reassurance. I'm like, all right, you're doing all right. It's not that bad.
No, yeah, no.
I like every
Could
time
be
I
so much worse.
Like when we walked to the gas station and we saw the dude who's like,
Imagine if you had a kid right now,
yeah,
like
I mean,
that you're legally required to take care of.
yeah, I mean that's intense.
That compounded with like whatever responsibilities you might already
And
have.
even that, like having a kid
is a blessing.
Having a
let's
kid.
just say. Fuck,
No,
man.
said the dude who fucking hates condoms. It makes sense. No, I'm saying at this point it's probably not completely destructive to have a kid. I'm not saying I want a kid, but what I'm saying is at this point,
No, I understand why you're saying that.
You could
Go on.
you could probably have a kid and like not completely destroy your future. If I had had sex with my high school girlfriend and had a kid, that would have been a fucking issue. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
and,
like,
and I'm not trying to say it's wrong to have a kid. I'm just saying you specifically, if
No.
you had a kid, that would have been wrong.
that would definitely make things a lot more difficult. And financially, the strain of that is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, dude. I'm still like, I really want a dog, but I'm just like,
You're not there yet.
I would probably kill this dog.
No, it's not that. It's that you're just like not secure in your life enough.
I
to,
also
like-
don't have like a friend that would babysit the dog for me. Like, say I wanted to travel. Who's gonna take care of this dog?
You gotta. You're a dog trainer. Train it to feed itself.
Okay, so I set up some sort of
teach it how to shit in the toilet.
Nah, man. Knowing the dog, it would be too smart for its own good. It would eat all the food immediately and then die of starvation.
That sucks.
That's not
It
smart.
figure it out. Well, no, I mean the smart factor is that it figured out a way around the loophole that I set to where it only gets a rationed amount of food each day.
Easy. You get one of those bowls and then you put one of those big old water jugs, 5 gallon. Just fill it with food and just it sits there. Every time they eat, it just falls some more.
Oh, so they just can eat perpetually until they explode?
They would stop.
No, they would stop.
Yeah,
They would
Dogs,
stop.
no.
That's how they do.
they stop eventually.
They do.
Dogs will just keep eating.
Only dumb dogs.
Okay, yeah, I
You
can
gotta
see that.
train
There's a
them.
lot of dumb
You gotta
dogs
train
out
them.
there.
The last beat was Sony by Kyoto.
Some dogs are just dumb by like default.
It was interesting. I don't know if this is cool or whatever, but I was eating last night and my
That
friend
is pretty cool.
Yeah, I love eating.
my friend remarked on me like
Sometimes
talking
eating less
to the-
isn't the answer. Sometimes eating more is the answer.
always. But no, this guy had a dog, really nice, one of those Japanese, looks like a fox kind of thing.
Ooh.
The Schwannies? I fuck it.
Foxy
I don't know.
lady.
But
You're talking about a Shiba Inu.
yes. So he had one of those right next to us, and I made it a point to go to him and be like, "Yo, that's a nice dog. Like, what type of dog is it?" Just started making conversation. He's like, "I could have told you that the name of that dog and the type and stuff, but it's like, no. Owners of dogs appreciate it when you talk about their dogs.
Really?
It's because they're
Yeah.
narcissists.
That's why they have a
I
dog.
think they have a child when they just have a cool animal, which is fine. I personally I think the dog is just as important as a human life, but at the end of the day, there's nothing that makes your dog more special than that guy's child.
Sure.
You know, so and there's nothing that make that guy's child more special than your dog. So the inverse is true as well.
Except dogs can be looked at more as like a part of you, and when you have a kid, you're like, oh, you're a part of the kid's life now.
Well, and also the dog.
No, the dog is a part of you as well.
No, the dog is a part of you, but it builds you to be a bigger person because you have a dog. But if you have a kid, you're just like, oh, yeah, now you're the kid. You're part of the kid's life.
Right, but also the dog does more for you than you do for it, in my opinion, and you do more for a kid than a kid does for you.
That's
Not
exactly what I'm
necessarily.
saying.
You train a kid to mow your lawn.
That's a good kid right there.
I mowed the lawn too many times.
My
to
dad-
screw with
my
that.
dad-
I hated mowing the
My
lawn.
dad tried to get me to mow the lawn, and I was always like not effective, so he was always like, "Fuck it, I'll just do it myself."
What?
Yeah, I was
You
just
did
like,
it so bad he didn't ask you again.
He's a smart
I
kid.
can't
He's a
believe
smart
that
kid.
worked.
We-
I would just be punished for doing it bad.
Our lawn was also like,
And like, do it better next time, or you're gonna be punished worse.
no, there were just many trees, and it was on an incline. It was just like, it was a project. It was a difficult task, and I just wasn't qualified.
No, you just
You start at the
were
top
trash.
and go
You-
sideways.
You sucked at mowing lawns.
They should have just hired somebody. Like, why are we doing?
They should have
it?
hired me to mow your lawns growing up. That would have been nice.
Hell
Make
yeah.
some
I
money.
needed that.
Fuck. Well, what do you think?
What,
You guys have anything else?
should we play some Mario Kart?
I'm
I'm
down to
fucking
do. I'm
game.
down to do something. Or when's
What-
when's time does UFC start?
Soon. Prelims got to be starting soon. Nah, it's only 3.
But yeah, but we're saying fuck the prelims, right?
If you're gonna spend money on the pay per view, why don't we just spend money on drinks at the bar, and then just watch the game at the bar?
Who's buying my drinks?
I get
I'll take 2, 3.
What?
3 drinks. That's
All
fucking
right,
sick,
fuck yeah,
dude.
Let's
My
go to
choice
our bar
drinks.
right now. All right, if
I-
he chooses them,
I
I'll
look-
drink.
I look like
He
shit.
just- he-
though. I gotta fucking.
he
Get
I'm not
straight up-
going. I only want to watch the last fight, so we got to make sure we're there for the last fight. You know what I mean?
Well, no. I think we would. Oh, are we gonna watch it at the bar? Is that what we're talking about?
I guess it makes sense to just fucking get drinks and watch it here.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Right.
Probably
And
not.
we got homies coming through, right?
All right, officially,
I don't know. Instead, I got a text saying, "Do you want to go to the concert?"
what concert?
I hate models,
That's a weird name.
I do too, bro. They're all
bro. I hate
vapid
models
and
pretty bad. I saw him at
stupid
EDC. He was pretty fucking lit.
Sick. Well, go follow him and follow us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, and hopefully, you guys
At
are.
Bamfomania, BAMFOMANIA.
That's it. I mean, if you are listening to this, please share it. We appreciate everybody who's out there. Hopefully, we'll
Subscribe.
subscribe,
Like.
leave a comment. There's some of you doing that, like the guy who told us that.
Shout out Oscar. He hit me up this week.
Fuck
I was
yeah.
like, I can't. He didn't show up in my primary messages. He showed up in like general. It's
And
weird that Instagram has 3 separate categories for
Yeah.
messages. It should be messages and spam. That should be it. But we got primary, general. He showed up in my general, so I don't know when he texted me, but he gave me some kind words, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, bro!"
Hell yeah!
Shout out that guy.
Shout out Tori for liking the Aaron Carter freestyle last week, and Drew for saying that he didn't like Richard's face. He didn't say that. He said he didn't like knowing what Richard looks like.
Which is weird because
If y'all are doing shout outs, I want to do a shout out.
all right, yeah.
Who'd you
Shout out J Romeo 808. He liked that I was on the pod last week, so fuck y'all.
He liked it.
And what up, Ryan?
Did he?
He commented to me too.
These are the worst shout outs of all time.
Here's the thing, Ron is actually an OG fan, so we gotta
Thank you, Ron.
We gotta give respect where respect is due.
I just didn't like how Richard enunciated the shout out. He was like, "Shout out, Ron."
And I don't
gets
mean
it.
And when I say fan, I mean that in the least. This dude, I'm a fan of him. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Well, I think. Would you guys have anything else?
Take your opportunities, especially with young women that present themselves.
Jesus, groom with impunity, folks. That's
If
what we
you're
have
young
here.
too,
That's the
obviously.
last word from Richard.